All right, everybody, and welcome to Sports and Stuff. I'm Patrick Haggerty, your host, and I'm here with my guest John Fox, one of the biggest sports fans in all of New York City. He is one of my best friends in comedy. He's a hilarious dude and a cool guy. How you doing, John?
I can't complain. How you been?
Been pretty good.
I mean, the only thing I really could complain about is the weather, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you came here in torrential rain because you just knew that this was the place to be.
Yeah, exactly. I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, you hyped this up so much. I mean, how could I mean, it would be wrong to disappoint. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. What was I gonna say? Oh, this is a new beginning for Sports and Stuff. I moved it into the living room. It had been in the kitchen, so this is the first episode in the living room with a couch. So this is a comfy setup we got.
I know.
Here.
I'm the first one with the comfy setup. I feel so blessed right now.
You're lucky, man, because that kitchen got a little uncomfortable, but now we're sitting pretty. Now we're sitting pretty here.
I am liking the sound of that.
I like sitting pretty. That's my main goal in life is to sit pretty. So yeah, I know you're a big sports fan. That's why I wanted to have you on the show. You're a Mets, Jets, Rangers.
Yep.
And then what's the other one? Oh, basketball. What's your basketball team?
I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Brooklyn Nets. So Mets, Jets, Nets, Rangers. So you're very similar. I don't know if you've heard this to what's his name, the radio host on the Fan, Evan Roberts.
Oh, Evan Roberts. Okay.
Yeah, you have a similar sports fan, but he's an Islanders fan, so that's the difference.
Okay, that makes sense. Like Mets, Jets, Islanders seems to be very more clumped together.
Yeah. So Rangers, is that a family?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a family thing. I do have a lot of family that are Rangers fans, but like everyone I grew up with were Rangers fans, and especially like out in Bay Ridge, where like a lot of my friends' dads were firefighters. Yeah. And like back then, the only place that the NYPD FDNY game was at was at MSG. Oh yeah. So before the other arenas showed up and they started to flip flop it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, it was always at MSG. So basically that's where a lot of the Rangers fandom comes from.
Yeah. So you were just always in their home arena. So you saw their stuff on their banners and all that.
They did. I didn't have a firefighter dad, but it just kind of rubbed off.
So your friends, all your friends were Rangers fans, so you were a Rangers fan, and it's because of that stuff. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice, dude. Rangers, dude. How you feeling about the Rangers this year?
Dude, they're looking pretty good, but I don't want to speak too soon. Yeah. Although this playoff pattern this playoff season, like the last few years, it's definitely followed a pattern like 10 years ago.
Right.
Like 2022 was exactly like 2012. A couple of straight Game 7s, losing Game 6, and then watch the team that eliminated you losing the cup. Then the year after that, well, can't really say that was similar because 2013 was a lockout, but it was an early exit.
Right.
And then this year it's like, well, let's see what happens because the cup was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going? Like, yeah. See that's why I didn't want to toot my own horn.
Right. Absolutely. Right. So it feels like it's in that line of time when they're gonna do something big.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel. I have that feeling, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
And they're good because my fiance is a big Rangers fan as well, and from what I've seen, I mean, it's actually really uplifting. It's a positive look that they had that tough stretch right before the All-Star break, and then out of the All-Star break, they've looked a lot better, so they can withstand some tough times.
Yeah, I know, and like I even at that time, you could tell like just how very impatient New York sports fans are, and like this just as well as I do. Like one bad stretch, it's like, all right, fire everybody. Like that's basically how it felt like. When Igor was just going through that rough stretch and everyone's like, just bench him already. Just fucking bench him, start quick. And then look what he's doing. Yeah. Ever since the Stadium Series, he's been lights out.
Right. Were you one of the ones saying that to start quick?
No, I wasn't. I was like, I thought he was playing hurt.
Igor?
Yeah, I thought he was either playing hurt or his confidence just got shot.
Right.
It was one of those two things.
It makes sense. Yeah, playing hurt makes sense because of how slow he was. until recently. So maybe the All-Star break might have helped him regain some of that health.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Not just that, but maybe just winning the Stadium Series. Like he's actually been playing like it really, really well.
Yeah, that was wild. That was a wild game.
That was such a.
You were there, right?
I was there.
Oh, sick, dude. So you're my second guest in a row who was at the Stadium Series game.
Yeah.
Because Nick Cara was there too, and he was on last week. So.
Oh, okay.
How was it? It was wild.
It was wild. It wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever been at MetLife for a December game?
Yeah.
Like when it was really cold, it was just like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's like, okay, I've dealt with this before. It wasn't like the Winter Classic.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and I guess Nick was there, and he said that it felt really cold, and I don't blame him for feeling like it was cold. Like, you're a huge Rangers fan.
Yeah.
He was there just to go to a cool game. He's a big sports fan, so he wanted to go to a cool game.
I could see
so
that.
So you're a Rangers fan. You're jumping up and down. You're like getting into it, probably.
Yeah, we're drinking all day.
Yeah, exactly.
I started drinking in the train station, if I'm going to be honest.
Nice. I feel like if you're not super duper into it, then it's hard to keep warm. Because the Giants. I went to a game this year. I only went to one game this past year. I went to Giants Packers, and it was pretty cold. But I felt fine during the whole game. During halftime, I was like, it's fucking cold out here, because I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not yelling and screaming. But during the game, I was totally fine. So as long as I'm like amped up, I don't mind the cold watching it.
Yeah, I only had one cold Jet game all year.
Yeah,
which was surprising because it was the last game on my ticket plan, which was against the Falcons, but it was only cold because it was raining.
Right.
I think I had Christmas Eve tickets against Washington, but I said screw that, I'm not going.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. The rain is what's worse. Even in terms of cold, I can handle cold if I'm wearing, especially when I go to a football game. I don't want to wear like a coat. I wear like I'll wear a bunch of layers, but a lot of those layers are wool, right? It's just like sweatshirts and shirts and stuff. So, and then I put my jersey over it, so my jersey's on top. I'm sure you know. You want that. You want that jersey on top, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. So I go in with all that, and then the rain just seeps. It slowly seeps through every layer that you're wearing.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Yeah.
Although the Stadium Series, I didn't need to double up on like socks or pants. I just doubled up on shirts. That was pretty much it.
And you were good to go?
Yeah, and I was good to go. Like,
because it was cold that day.
It was cold, but it wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be because compared to Citi Field in January on New Year's Day, like complete difference. Because that I was doubled, tripled up on everything. And I had beers turned into slushies that day. That didn't happen during the Stadium Series.
True that. So was it colder at Citi Field that day?
Like below 10.
Oh, it was. Oh shit. Oh wow. That's cold.
It was so cold. Like there was a guy selling face masks in the parking lot. Me, my friend, and his wife, we just ended up buying it from him.
And what was the temperature? What was the temperature at MetLife for that game?
I think it was like 30.
Oh yeah, that's really not that bad. For some reason I thought it was colder than that, but yeah. So 30 degrees. Also, I mean, below 10. That's gonna be cold no matter what. But also, a football stadium's kind of built to keep the wind out a little bit, whereas a baseball stadium, they're not. It's not meant to be used in the cold.
Especially when there's wind, you're expecting the wind to carry the ball sometimes.
Right. You kind of want it to be open, whereas a football stadium, you want it to be a bowl. A baseball stadium is a little bit more open,
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember like halfway into the third at Citi Field, we were in the Promenade Club, and like they let anyone in the clubs that day because it was that cold.
Yeah.
It's like just come in, screw it, just come in.
Yeah.
And like halfway into the third, like the only booze they had behind the bar was like a half a bottle of Maker's Mark.
Right.
That was it, just half a bottle, and the game wasn't even over yet.
Wow, and so they ran out of booze?
They ran out of booze.
Oh shoot.
That's how cold it was.
Yeah. I mean, I guess especially like a club, they're not used to having that many people in there, so
that's definitely true.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, Citi Field's normally used to stacking up on shit tons of food.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
not really that much booze.
Yeah, not that much booze, and those clubs are supposed to be exclusive, so there's just not that many people there normally.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about this. In terms of your sports fandom, how would you rate each of your teams? Like, what's your top team of your favorite teams, and then what's your list of those four?
I gotta go with the Mets at 1 because I'm a baseball kid at heart.
Yeah.
You gotta go with that. I'm gonna even though I grew up more with football than hockey, I've definitely got to go with the Rangers because they gave me way more memories than the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Jets, it's just the Jets. I'm putting at 3 because it's just just like blurbs of good moments. It's like,
right.
Oh, I'm glad I went today. You know what I mean? It's like when your team's so bad, and then you just go and you have and then you see something crazy. You're like, I'm glad I actually showed up today.
Yeah.
It's like, this actually turned out better than I thought. I'm glad I came out.
Right.
And the Nets, I'm putting at 4, just mostly because no matter how good they made themselves, they never fucking won a goddamn thing.
Right. Were you a big Nets fan? I know you were young, but when they were in those championships against the Lakers.
Oh yeah. Like I know a lot of people like bandwagon hopped when they moved to Brooklyn, but I'm like, but they didn't watch like Kidd or Jefferson or Vince Carter. Like those were some teams.
It's funny because I was actually more into the Nets when they were in Jersey. I really liked those teams.
Yeah, they had more of an image to them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were cool. Right. Vince Carter and Kidd, like those were cool teams. And then when they moved to Brooklyn, I was talking about this not long ago. It was it was the weirdest thing in sports, one of the weirdest things in sports, and definitely the weirdest things in terms of like free agency, and trades and how that works. So basketball, especially in the past 15 years or so, has been big on making super teams, right? It started kind of with the Celtics and really got big with the Heat, and then the Warriors and all that.
Don't forget the Spurs,
right, and the Spurs too. So you have, who was the super team with the Spurs?
Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker.
Right. Okay. So there have been super teams over the years. The Nets tried to do their super team, and it was the most bizarre version of it for me because they had that one year, and you'll know the specifics of this team. The year before they went and got Durant, they had like a good year. They kind of surprised everybody. They were like a 5 or 6 seed, right?
D'Angelo Russell went off.
D'Angelo Russell, right? Yeah. So they had that really cool year where they had like an identity. They were a really cool team, and then they said, "Oh well, we'll use that goodwill that we have in order to go get Durant," which makes sense. You go get a star player, but they didn't add Durant to the Russell. His name Russell?
No.
Sorry,
they added D'Angelo Russell in a sign and trade with the Warriors. And I believe it was,
and that was the previous year, right?
Yeah. No, I think it was like during that offseason where Durant said he would come to Brooklyn. I think they sent Russell to the Warriors in compensation.
Which to me is just crazy that you would take your best player who kind of is the central point of what's making you a cool team, and then you're basically saying, okay, well, we'll just get a better central point and replace him. Why wouldn't you try to add that to the team?
That's what I've always wanted. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you could have brought in Durant with the team that they had.
Right.
I don't know. I just felt like they shot themselves in the foot with just trying to appease to this guy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really what it all turned out to be. And I also felt like this because like they wanted DeAndre Jordan to play over Jared Allen, which I thought was stupid. I thought that was so stupid because Jared Allen is like a shot blocking machine, and DeAndre Jordan was old.
Yeah, and what year was that?
That was Durant's first full year healthy, so his second year of that contract.
Yeah, but you nailed it with Durant. Probably just told him, no, I want this to be my team. Yeah, I don't want another even quasi superstar, or at least if it is going to be another superstar, I want to pick him. Because he picked who was
it was Kyrie.
Kyrie. So he wanted Kyrie, and yeah, he said, "Oh yeah, I know you have a guy already. I don't want that guy." I want Kyrie.
And then all the news sites were saying, "Oh, we should go after James Harden." And I'm like, I mean, I'm not saying he did bad for the time that he did,
right?
Because like obviously, he did all right. But the fact is, if Dinwiddie didn't get hurt, then that trade wouldn't have happened, and it wouldn't have given up all those players and picks.
Yeah.
And it's like we didn't want him to go to Philadelphia, but next thing, then the year after that, they traded him to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons. And now that mope is our problem.
Right. Exactly. It really was the worst case scenario when building a super team.
It really is.
Because really, when you make a super team, and this was true of the Heat also when they did theirs, it just worked out better. But you're putting all your chips into the middle. You're kind of, you're putting all your eggs in one basket. You're kind of banking on this working, and if it doesn't work, it's going to be like gloriously terrible. Like
I know. I mean, and look what's happening to them now. Even though I don't think they have bad players,
right.
I just think one bad stretch kind of threw them out. Like I was talking about this with Kara before that. I don't think that. Do I think they're a championship team or a top 6 team? Absolutely not. Do I think they're a play-in team at least? I'm like, okay, that I can see.
Yeah. Which would be cool.
I think that's more realistic to my standards.
Where are they right now?
I think they're like
11?
Either 11th or 12th.
Yeah. So they're right there. So they have a shot at getting.
Yeah, they made some trades. I mean, I was there for Dennis Schroeder's first game against the Spurs, and Schroeder looks pretty damn good in Brooklyn. Like honestly, better than I've seen him in years.
Yeah, and the thing is that they just the team that they're building it from the dregs that happened after the Durant experiment didn't work.
Yeah.
So they kind of started from scratch a little bit.
They have to now.
Yeah, right. But yeah, maybe they'll get in the play-in, and that would be great. Didn't they make the playoffs the year they traded them? They got a 6 seed.
Yeah, they had a 6 seed. It was such a weird year because they started out on top, they moved down to 3, then they did all those trades, and then they moved down to 6.
Crazy.
I have no idea how any of that makes absolutely any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, man. No, that was wild. For Nets fans, that's a roller coaster of emotions for sure.
Yeah.
You go to thinking we have a great team. And then they are a great team for a decent amount of it. They were dominant for a lot of the time that Durant was there. It's just that they couldn't stay healthy, and then everything was a mess with Kyrie and the vaccinations and stuff. It was a mess.
It was such a mess.
It was a mess.
Such a mess.
Yeah. Man,
I'm just glad it's over.
I'm glad it's better for that. It's better for you guys that it's over.
Yeah, I remember when Durant got traded for Bridges, Johnson, and all those picks, and my friend just texted me, "Sorry." I'm like, "What are you sorry about?" And then I see it's like, "Oh, they did this at 3 a.m."
Oh shit! Wild. That was wild. Poor Nets. So what about the Jets? What do you feel about the Jets this year?
Just build up that O-line and hopefully the circus would stop a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really all I got to hope for because I think it's the same situation. They catered to Rodgers a little bit too much. And now they got to basically pick up on some scraps, but it's not as many scraps as Brooklyn. Right. You get a couple of offensive linemen together and you stop this whole little media circus that's going around and okay, maybe you can actually play football now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of
Jets. How old is Rodgers?
I think he's going to be 40. I think he's 40, yeah.
He's going to be 40, right?
Oh, I think he's already 40.
Yeah, he'll be 40 this coming season, right?
Either that or 41. I think he'll be 41 this upcoming season.
Will he be 41 for the season? Yeah, that's old, dude.
It is.
It's really rare that quarterbacks can be good.
I mean, Favre did it, Brady did it,
and Breeze.
Breeze did it, Manning did it.
No,
Peyton. I'm saying.
Nope.
You don't think Peyton did good in 4?
By
4. Oh, because he was
retired,
30s.
Dude.
He was in his 30s on the Broncos. That's right.
He was 39 when he retired.
You're right. I forgot about that.
It's really rare. I mean, even the great quarterbacks can't. Most of them don't last into their 40s.
No.
Yeah. I mean, not to hate on the possibilities, but yeah, I think that Rodgers having the year off, off quote unquote because he got hurt, but I think that'll actually help him. I think he will have this one good year, and I think that might be it. I think that might be the only thing that because again, it's really rare. Drew Brees was able to do it because he was just in a perfect offense for years and years.
Absolutely.
So I think that helps a guy to be in such a perfect offense where you're not getting hit at all. And saying even Brady to a certain extent, Brady got really good at getting rid of the ball really quickly.
Yeah.
Remember his last couple, especially with the Buccaneers, his last few years, he always led the league in getting rid of the ball. So they have to figure out a way. Rodgers is a brilliant quarterback, of course. They have to figure out a way to protect protect him even more than you think.
Yeah.
Like they need to figure out game planning to protect him.
Yeah, and even after that, also like the Jets need to figure out what to do after Rodgers. Like, do you draft a guy or do you do what the Bucks did and hope for something good, like what happened with Baker?
Yeah.
Like, what a year that kid had this year.
Well, actually, and for that possibility, it might open up. I mean, this year there's actually a bunch of good free agent quarterbacks on the market because you have Kirk Cousins is on the market.
Kirk Cousins
where
is there.
if you have to go with Kirk Cousins as your starting quarterback, that's not that bad.
It really isn't.
No, yeah. If you're like, maybe the Broncos, right? Because also Russell Wilson is gonna be available.
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of him.
So and that would be someone that's a funny one because obviously he had such a great prime and now he fell off a cliff. Like nobody wants him, but he had a great prime. I wouldn't mind giving Russell Wilson a chance.
Yeah. Also, I didn't think Russell Wilson did that bad last year.
No, he didn't.
Compared to the year before, trying to get used to everything.
Yeah, he had more than it wasn't not bad luck, but yeah, it was a really bad look. It was a really bad look the way that he played that first year with the Broncos. And not only did he play poorly, he was kind of a crybaby, right? Like he was.
Oh yeah.
He didn't handle the media well. So it's not a good look. But then, like you said, now last year he looked fine. He looked like he was a good quarterback. If you put him on a good team, he's probably gonna really perform. He's probably gonna be pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who might they go to? That's the question. I heard like the teams that need quarterbacks like towards the top of the draft, like maybe the Bears. The Bears might move on from
Justin Fields so they can draft Caleb Williams. They might take a haul of a package.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It might take a haul of a package, get rid of Fields, and then maybe they go for one of the quarterbacks who's on the market. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess usually what you look for, the best case scenario in my fandom in terms of a team adding a quarterback was when the Broncos years back when they had I'm blanking on who's the religious quarterback.
Tebow,
yeah. So they had Tim Tebow on like an otherwise loaded team, and even Tim Tebow was able to go 8-8 and win a playoff game.
That
year.
Even though he threw under 50, but like he still was able to like use his like body to win games.
Yeah, absolutely right. So that just showed how good they were that they were able to win with Tebow, and then they went and got Peyton Manning. And it was like it was a match made in heaven. And then similarly, when the Buccaneers were a really good team, they just needed a quarterback, and then they went and got Tom Brady. So the question is there a team that is equally like, oh yeah, they're just a quarterback away? I mean, the Jets felt like that.
The Jets felt like that for sure.
Yeah,
but they really are an O-line and a healthy Rodgers away, or a healthy quarterback in general. I would say.
Yeah, exactly. They need that O-line. I guess. That was just bad fucking luck that Rodgers got hurt that way.
Dude, I was there.
Yeah, that's wild.
The thing was, I saw him go down on my phone because the parking was like absolutely bad. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's ridiculous.
And like at halftime, like they had like this cover band, this guy doing like cover songs and a piano. And then everyone's just like, no, we don't want to hear this guy right now. Just leave us alone. That was kind of the whole vibe of the whole night. Just
right. Oh, my God. That's such a nightmare. That's really like, oh, my God. That's, as a fan, that really is a nightmare. That's like,
my God.
It's the absolute worst thing that can happen.
And then like that catch happened, like, and then they came back. It's like,
right. They won the game.
Yeah, that was possibly one of the most emotional games I've ever been to.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't know what was crazier, that finish, or I got the same amount of wins on my Jets tickets as I did during the Stadium Series.
Yeah,
as the Rangers.
Right.
One win apiece.
Oh my God, that's wild. In spring training for the Yankees, Soto, his first at bat in spring training, like he swung at a ball. It was a ground ball a second, and he like stumbled down. In like kind of crumbled to the ground. It ended up being just that he slipped, but it was really funny. All the posts being like, "Oh, shades of Aaron Rodgers."
Oh my God!
First at bat in spring training, out for the year or something like that.
Dude, I remember like during the Stadium Series, like I during like the intermissions, like I would like just go online and stuff, and I would just see like people saying like, "Oh, these players are gonna hurt themselves in the turf."
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of those.
That's really funny. Yeah, MetLife, the MetLife turf, man.
It was weird. It was weird because like they had like two different performances. Like the Devils and the Flyers, they had the Jonas Brothers, and the Rangers and the Islanders had these guys called the AJR Brothers.
Yeah.
And honestly, the gayest thought that I had was, I feel gypped. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like they got. I mean, I at least know who the Jonas Brothers are. Who the
Yeah.
fuck are these guys?
Right. Like, aren't they supposed to do all the Stadium Series?
No, they did just that Saturday.
Oh, shoot.
And then the Rangers Islanders got like these AJR brothers, and I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
Who are they? Who are
it's
you?
like, at least
dude?
I know who the Jonas Brothers are. I'm not gonna sit down and listen to them, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like, can you give us like something of higher value?
Yeah, that reminds me of when I used to be big into wrestling. I would go to main events. I went to a good amount of main events in my day, like pay-per-views, and the thing you'd say to a wrestler who you didn't know is, "Who are you? Who are you?" So you could have given that to the AJR brothers.
Oh my god!
What a
probably
dumb
could've.
name! What a dumb name!
Yeah, I don't even know if that was the right name. I just know it was
Yeah.
something similar.
I'm
than
sure that
stupid.
sounds right. I'm sure that's what their
I'm
name
pretty
is.
sure it sounds right.
Whether it is or isn't, it definitely is. Yeah.
It's like I had to be the gayest thought I've ever had. One of the gayest thoughts I've ever had. It's
Yeah.
just like, they got the Jonas Brothers and we got this.
Yeah, it's like, come on, give us the Jonas Brothers, dude. It was really funny. I was watching a movie with Alexis, and the Jonas Brothers were in it. Have you ever seen Camp Rock?
My sisters have definitely seen it. I haven't.
Yeah.
But I know what it is.
I didn't even know it existed. How old are your sisters? Are they younger?
Yeah, they're younger than me.
Okay,
that's how I know.
Right. So my sister was older, so she just was in the next generation of whatever like dumb girl movies that they all wanted to watch. But so she just didn't watch that one because it was too young for her by then. So Alexis showed me this Camp Rock, and the Jonas Brothers are in it, and
Oh my God.
so they're so lame, and especially the second one they actually kind of became sort of cool in it. But we were watching this movie, the Jonas Brothers were in it, and I started Googling how to get Jonas Brothers tickets, and I see the Devils game that they're playing. Like they have like they signed a contract, I guess, with like NHL where they're playing a lot of pre-show NHL things, like half-hour shows before NHL games. And I said to her, like, "Oh, do you want to go to this Jonas Brothers concert?" She says, "No, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Of course, of course I don't."
Oh man, that's a good one.
It was really funny because I was like, and she was like, "That's really sweet of you, but absolutely not. I do not."
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember this last one before I get off topic of sports, but this is funny.
Uh-huh.
I was like 12, 13 years old, but my Boy Scout troop, we took a trip down to a campsite in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And me and my friend, we were taking this cooking merit badge, and we were supposed to do all of our meals with the cooking class instead of with our own troop, and we barely did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we still got it. All we did, like, the whole cooking merit badge class was just basically us burning pancakes and telling dirty jokes. That's all it really was.
Yeah.
But like, someone brought like his iPod and his iHome, and then like the Jonas Brothers started playing, and I'm like, "You have Jonas Brothers on your thing?" He's like, "I share a computer with my sisters." I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense." And then a bunch of guys were just like singing along with the lyrics. I'm like, "Okay, there's way more to this."
Yeah.
Okay, you can't say, "Look, I got sisters," and then just start singing along with the lyrics.
Right.
It's like, okay, there's a little bit more to this than we know.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was a kid and my sister would listen to like Britney Spears, and I'd be sitting there like, I hate Britney Spears because I'm a boy. And then now looking back, like, man, she was awesome. She has some bops, dude.
It's like, oh, they got some catchy stuff.
Yeah, it's some catchy stuff. It was funny because Jonas Brothers, I would feel that way now, and I actually. I would like Nick Jonas was in Jumanji,
that I saw.
I like a couple. I like them, and I kind of respect. They're dudes, like
they're just trying to be guys.
Yeah, they are kind of just trying to be guys. They're not as like heartthrobby as some are, as like some other, I guess, like boy band kind of things are. Like I actually, they're just dudes being dudes a little bit. But I remember asking Alexis, I'm like, what songs do they have? Like, what are some of their hits from back in the day? And she put a few of them on. I'm like, I don't fucking know this song at all.
Yeah.
I was totally out. Like, I was 15 years old when they were big, and I was like, totally like, nope, like nothing. That's it. It was like a force field for the Jonas Brothers, because there were a lot of girls I knew back then who loved the Jonas Brothers. Like that, they were big. They were big back then, but I was like,
yeah, they were big back then.
Zilch. I don't know a beat. I don't know a chorus. A single chorus from the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, I remember when South Park went after them. That was hilarious.
Which one was that?
The one where the Jonas Brothers were basically selling purity rings to sell sex to little girls, but oh no, but we have faith in God.
Yeah.
And then like Mickey Mouse beats the crap out of them.
Right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. What was Miley Cyrus in that episode? No, maybe not. No. But it was the same idea, because I remember she did that also. She had a few of the Disney Channel people did purity ring things. Like, oh my god, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was the first one with Mickey Mouse, right?
Yeah, it was the first one with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
You don't fucking talk to me like that.
That's beautiful. But yeah, we can. It's okay, but yeah, we can talk.
Back.
No, but we don't have to, because this is sports and stuff, dude.
Oh, that's true.
That's what the stuff is for. That's what the stuff is for. So you were in Boy Scouts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
our first. Yeah, the thing is with Boy Scouts, like I did it in the city. It's not like you did it in like like all the other like woodsman people,
sure,
or like in the Midwest where you actually have like the woods. Like my first fishing trip was in Staten Island. Like, like
well,
that's not.
Yeah. Well. I mean, I was a Boy Scout in Staten Island, and there's
you know exactly what campsite I'm talking about.
Pouch Camp.
Yeah, Pouch. Yeah, that was my first fishing trip, Camp Pouch. And I'm like, I look back, I'm like, how did anything survive in that lake? There's no fucking lake.
Oh yeah, I hope you didn't eat them, though.
No.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't catch anything, and now I'm looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no reason why I should have caught anything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is an empty lake.
There's this one lake in it's called Silver Lake. It's not even really a lake in Staten Island. It's like an old reservoir that they don't use anymore. So, and there's this one big white fish in there, and it's the only fish in this water. So it's like the apex predator. So it's eating all the bugs in the lake. It's gigantic. It looks like it should be like a minnow basically, and it's like this huge fish because it's eating everything in sight. It's the only fish that exists. But people use that to go fishing. So a lot of times people just throw fish in, and then they'll like, all right, let's see if I can catch it again. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Did you learn how? Were you able to ever catch a fish when
no.
No,
fuck no.
Me neither, dude. That's hard.
Yeah, the fact that I'm doing this at like comedy after I made Eagle means I've learned nothing.
Oh, you mean?
It means I've learned nothing. You know what I mean?
I wasn't sure how to ask. So you're an Eagle Scout?
Yeah, I made Eagle.
Me too, dude. Me too.
Yeah,
dude.
The fact that we're doing comedy means we've learned nothing.
Yeah, leadership. We know how to lead a bar show.
Yeah. Well, to an extent.
right. Even that we have some problems with. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So this is Eagle Scouts and stuff now. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I was just talking about Boy Scouts last week with Nick Cara. So yeah. So you were in Brooklyn doing?
Yeah, I was in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Nice. What was your troop number?
23.
Troop 23. Nice. I'm troop 77, so together we're 100, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see like a couple of my old like scout mates. Like I do see like one of my old scout leaders because he's also my neighborhood drunk.
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird thing to see because he's just popping in from bar to bar, just grabbing one Coors Light, drinking it, going to a different bar, and then coming back and just.
Who is this that does it?
I'm not. I won't.
Oh
say
no, not his name, but like it's like you're one of your scout leaders.
He was like the assistant senior scout leader.
Oh, nice, dude.
Fucking just pops around, just hopping around, just getting drinks from bars like all fucking night.
Yeah, man, that's what Boy Scouts is all about. What was your favorite merit badge?
That's a tough one. I don't really remember which ones I.
Did you go to Boy Scout camp? Did you go to like summer camp? I have, before.
Yeah,
Yeah, where?
I know
10 Mile River?
Yeah, 10 Mile River I've definitely done.
Oh, Alpine?
Alpine I've
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
done.
Nice.
You know, you ever hear like about like those guys that are there all summer just teaching kids?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the like that there are guys that would cut out magazines of women and just tape them all over their tents?
Like inside?
They'll cut
Yeah.
up like Maxims or Playboys and just hang them up all over their tents.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. I worked at one of the summer camps for a summer, Boy Scout camp.
Oh, so you definitely have seen that.
Yeah, man. It's like you're in the military. You're like, dude, I haven't seen a
It's like
girl.
you're here for 8. It's like, dude, we got one girl here and we're stuck here for 8 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
This isn't how they describe summer camp in the movies.
This is the exact opposite. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's supposed to be girls in bikinis. I'm dealing with like.
I'm in the woods. I'm in the woods teaching kids how to tie knots.
Yeah, yeah.
Screw this. I'm gonna go buy candy.
But the few hot chicks there was nice whenever they did show
Oh
up.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. When like a bunch of guys like that like lived in small towns were just horn dogging.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I remember it was like the 100th anniversary thing in like some military base in Virginia. And there was like these hot girls serving ice cream, and there were like kids taking pictures with them.
Nice, dude. Just for being hot girls.
Yeah, just for being hot girls.
Yeah.
It's like they went to Disneyland and met Mickey.
Yeah.
Like that's how it was. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, a couple celebrities.
Yeah, I know I can be weird, but I've never gone that level. You know what I mean?
How old were the little kids who went?
The kid? Oh, they had to be, I would say at least 15.
Wow, and they were just taking pictures with hot chicks.
Yeah, they were just taking pictures with.
Cool.
It's just something to write. It's like told you. I told you. I know how to talk to girls. See, told you.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
Can you do me a quick favor, real quick?
Can you take a picture with me? It's not a bad move though, because you're trying to. At that point, you just want to like touch a hot girl.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you put your hand around her waist. They're like she like puts her hand on your shoulder, and you're like, nice, I touched a hot chick. Maybe you slip it down on her waist even a little bit. That's not a bad move. It's not a bad move for a 15-year-old.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. That's might be what they're going for.
Yeah.
Maybe what they're going for. Cool. Yeah, Boy Scouts, dude. Hell yeah. So we're both a couple sports fans, Boy Scout, Eagle Scouts, sports fans, Eagle Scouts.
Oh yeah.
Did you do the sports merit badge?
I think
I'm bringing
I did.
it all back.
I think I did.
Yeah,
I might have.
That one was the best merit. It might have been. I had forgotten about that merit badge until just now. The sports merit badge is literally just like. So we went to summer camp, and they just said, all right, today's requirement is we're gonna play football. And it's like all right. And then like the next day, it's like, all right, today's requirement is we're gonna all like race a little bit. Like nice, dude. Like it's just playing sports.
That's the easiest one in the
then,
world.
And then you get a merit badge for like, oh yeah, we're all just gonna like throw. We're gonna have a catch today. That's today's requirement. Like fuck yeah, dude. Just playing sports. Yeah. It was sick. So what do you think about the Mets? What do you think about the Mets this year?
I think the Mets. I think you just got to play it out, see what happens.
Yeah,
because at most I can see a wild card spot.
I could see it.
Yeah, my friend thinks we're gonna get beat out by Miami, but I'm not really sold on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's the extra wild card, so that obviously opens everything up. I mean, the offense is not bad.
Yeah, the offense isn't bad.
The offense looks pretty good. You just need. I mean, hopefully Senga comes back quick because he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah. So hopefully Senga comes back quick, and then hopefully Quintana. So you need Senga and Quintana to kind of solidify the rotation, just be good, and then you need somebody to. And you need Severino to be okay. Even the rotation's not El Zilcho.
I agree.
There's some guys there.
I was talking about this with Greg and Rob, and they said like. Should at least go after like a guy like Jordan Montgomery because he's still out there.
You could.
Although I do remember his tenure on the Yankees, I just think he couldn't handle the New York pressure.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he pitched well in a lot of he had some big games for the Yankees. It was weird that was a terrible trade. That'd be cool.
Yeah, now Bader's on the Mets.
Right. I was just about to say that if you got Montgomery, then you'd have both guys.
Yeah,
the Mets
trade. The Mets have since the pandemic has become a wasteland of failed Yankees.
Yeah, it has been.
Betances.
Right, Betances. Did you re-sign Ottavino?
Yeah, we got Ottavino back.
You got Ottavino.
Oh, Ottavino's a great setup guy.
Yeah, he is. So right, that's another failed Yankee, but he was good with the Mets. He was bad with the Yankees, and really it was just that he was bad with the Yankees 1 year. It was kind of like that was a good example of Yankee fans being too quick on the trigger with a player. But I was definitely one of those Yankees fans who was too quick on the trigger because I'm like, get this guy the fuck out of here because I don't need any pussies on my team.
Every New Yorker is guilty of it. Every New York sports fan is guilty of pulling the trigger too quickly. Right.
It's just like, get this pussy out of here. It's like, he's been here 3 months and he's like actually been okay. Get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, because now look at Geno Smith on the Seattle Seahawks, and every Jets fan's like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Right. That's a very good example because he's actually good.
Yeah, great system.
He's right. It's a great man. That was bad.
Yeah, honestly, I let all that animosity go. So
right. You got to let it go. Because there was a cool graphic on. It was Tyrod Taylor back in 2015 compared to. You're gonna make fun of me for not knowing his name, but who's the Ravens quarterback right now?
Lamar Jackson.
So it was Lamar Jackson's MVP season compared to like Tyrod Taylor 2015, where the Bills went like 6-8 or like 6-10, and their numbers are like almost identical. It's just that the Ravens had one of the best defenses in football, and so obviously Lamar's numbers led to more wins, but it's easy to overlook a quarterback and really any player, but a quarterback most prominently when your team stinks. Like if your team stinks, even if your quarterback's good, even if he has talent, like a Geno Smith is a good example, you're not going to see that talent because your team fucking sucks.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then the Jets have had that. The Jets have had some bad luck with quarterbacks.
Oh, fuck. You're telling me. You're fucking telling me.
The Jets have had some atrocious luck with quarterbacks. It's wild.
Really bad luck.
Yeah, it's wild. Because both guys they drafted number 3, right? They drafted Sam Darnold. And
they drafted Wilson at 2 3 years later.
Right, so they drafted Darnold 3 and then Wilson 2. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's crazy that they had 2
And
busts.
I told every Jets fan that wanted Darnold gone and Zach Wilson, and I'm like, he better be the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be like, well, you're the one who wanted this.
Yeah.
You're the one who wanted this.
Absolutely. Right. Man, that's rough. Because even the Giants drafting Jones where they did, bad pick for sure. No doubt it was a bad pick.
Yeah.
But at least he got us a playoff win.
He did.
As far as bad, like in the realm of disaster picks, Jones was actually a pretty good one. That it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And, I mean, I hope they
get receivers around that kid.
Absolutely, and an offensive line. He gets destroyed. He gets hit constantly. I mean, and he's injury prone. I want them to get a new quarterback, but I don't know. I've heard some good arguments as to why they shouldn't get a new quarterback because they are going to get a new quarterback. And their offensive line stinks, so that new quarterback's also going to suck. So you can't get a new quarterback until you figure out the rest of the team.
I agree.
Yeah, just like those are the best teams. The best teams, or at least the teams that can rebuild the fastest, are the ones that build a team around whatever dinky quarterback they have, and then they go out and get a good quarterback. You got to have the rest of the team ready, and then the quarterback slots in. But who knows? So yeah, who on the Mets do you think is going to have a surprise season?
Ooh, a surprise season?
Yeah.
Let me think about that. It's like, well, I can picture Lindor and Alonso staying as they are.
What did Lindor do last year? What were his numbers like?
He's still like a 250 hitter, but he can still get to like 90, 100 RBIs.
Yeah. I think Lindor is a big turn. He'll be an X factor.
Yeah,
for the team.
I already predicted this season with the Mets that Lindor's going to have a slow month, and then a bunch of angry Mets fans are just going to be like, "Why did we sign this guy?" And then he's just going to go on an absolute tear.
Yeah, you guys are going to like Harrison Bader. Because he gets hurt a lot, which that sucks. So hopefully he stays healthy. But he's a cool player to watch. Like he hits some cool homers. He's a great center fielder, and if he's your 5-hitter, you're gonna be like, that's a pretty good 5-hitter. That's a solid little 5-hitter there, or even 6, because you have Nimmo Is he the lead? Is he lead off?
He's lead off. Yeah.
Who's the number two usually?
Marte,
and then what? Like Lindor, and then
Alonso.
And then you have who would be number 5? You think?
I think they'll probably go with McNeil or Alvarez.
Oh yeah, right. So you have McNeil, you have Alvarez, and then Bader. So they all slot in somewhere in that area, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's not a bad. That's a good lineup.
I think breakout. I think you might find something surprising with Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty. What position does he play?
Third base.
Oh yeah. Brett Beatty. Yeah. He's is he a young guy?
Yeah. He got sent down halfway through, like in the middle of the season, and then got brought back up. And because he's definitely gonna have a lot more playing time since Ronnie Mauricio tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta think that that there's a very good chance that you could see something big from Beatty, because he's still a young guy. He's only like 22, 23.
Yeah. The hitting should be pretty solid. And really even the bullpen. If Ottavino is your setup man, and then what's his name, your closer?
Diaz.
Diaz will be back. The bullpen should kind of slot in to be pretty nice, and then it's really about the rotation. The rotation is going to be the thing that
that's going to make or break 'em.
You're going to hold your breath a little bit on the rotation, right? It's going to make or break. But you just need, that's why it would have been nice to get not Ohtani.
I wasn't going to spend $700. I wouldn't spend $700.
Not Ohtani. Who's the starter?
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, yeah.
Although I think Yamamoto played at both New York teams and Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, because the Phillies were in on it too, but I think that he played all those 3 teams so the Dodgers could match.
Yeah, just so that he wanted to up the Dodgers price.
How are the Dodgers able to do this?
Well, that they had
all these deferred payments.
I don't know, dude.
They're gonna owe Mookie Betts money into the 2040s.
Yeah, and
way more than Bonilla.
So they say that the deferred money is quote unquote bad because basically money is worth less. In 10 years, that same amount of money will be worth less. He's gonna get paid $700 million. Who fucking cares?
Exactly. Well, he's not gonna care.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
He's not gonna.
He's like 68 million will still be 68 million.
I'm just saying, what does that say for the game or the organization?
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna hit him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It'll. I mean, yeah, Ohtani will be very happy. And the Dodgers can just sell the franchise, right? Whoever owns the franchise will just sell it.
What? It's not Magic Johnson still, right?
I don't know, because I don't think it is. I don't think he owns it anymore. I think because he was very prominent when he was the owner. He was always there. He was always talking. Yeah,
because I don't know that many former athlete or celebrity owners anymore.
Right.
Sports teams.
Yeah, A-Rod.
I think A-Rod owns the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
and they look pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that A-Rod. Good for A-Rod. A-Rod's kind of a schmuck, and he's always been a schmuck. But I like that he owns the Timberwolves. Like that makes me respect him. I don't know why. I'm like, oh yeah, you own some
It's like, I might as well find a new avenue in my life.
Yeah. It's like owning the Timberwolves. It's like, all right, yeah. And I saw it. I was looking at his Instagram recently, and he was dapping it up with the Timberwolves players, and I was like, cool. All right, yeah. A-Rod's not always a schmuck, so that's cool. He was doing some stupid TikTok trend of trying to hit a shot. But he's in Minnesota in the winter, so it's negative 10 degrees and with snow on the ground. And he has to keep taking shots until he makes one, and he can't go inside until he makes a shot. But hey, that's A-Rod for you. Big schmuck who owns the Timberwolves. What else we got? So you gonna go to some games this year? Some Mets games?
For sure. I just gotta figure out what. I know my mom wants to go to London for the game against the Phillies. I just gotta see if I can get my passport renewed in time.
Yeah, man. When's that?
June 8th and 9th.
Yeah, you better get on it, because passport stuff takes longer than you think. Because this is what ends up happening. I'll tell you. Because I had to do it last year. So the passport, the whole process is supposed to take 6 weeks. That's minimum 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to me was I went to the post office. I thought I had all the information all the paperwork I needed, and they were like, "You don't have the paperwork you need." And I'm like, all right. And then I went home and I got the paperwork I needed. And then I went back to the post office and I was like, oh, here's everything. And they said, oh, we can't use this birth certificate because you need a real birth certificate. You can't, So it's always just like, it took me 3 times going to the post office to get my passport before they finally put it through to get me my passport.
Oh boy!
So I guess just get on it soon if you want to make sure that you have it. Because June's coming up.
It is.
Yeah. Baseball season starts this month.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, 28th against the what's it called? The Brewers.
Nice, dude. Yeah, Yankees are against the Astros. I got to
figure out if I want to do that game because I do have a show after that game.
What time is the game? What time is the game?
I think it's like a 1:00 game, and then the show's at 9 in Staten Island.
Oh yeah. What?
I think it was Manny and Friends.
Oh man. Oh nice. Okay. So you'd have time.
Yeah, I'd have time. It's just I know me.
It would be a lot. It would
definitely be a lot.
It'd be a lot because I do that all the time. But you'd be done with the game around 4, and then you'd more or less have to you wouldn't have to head straight. I mean, you probably would just because you can't go. You wouldn't have time to go home. Like that's the that's the issue. Yeah, because you'd be in Citi Field, and then you were trying to get to Staten Island. The good thing is that it's right by the ferry. It's like it's really close to the ferry here shows. Yeah, so it'll be easy to get there if you're taking the ferry. And yeah, so that's
that. I'm taking the ferry, not the bus. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going there. Like, there's some places where it makes sense to take the bus. There's some places where it makes sense to take the ferry. For that one, it makes sense to take the ferry. It's like a 10-minute walk from the ferry.
Okay, that ain't too bad.
It's really close.
That's
close.
Not bad at all.
No, yeah, you got to take the ferry. Yeah, so his is at Flagship Brewery. So you'll like that place. It's a good brewery.
Cool.
Yeah. You like brewskis?
Have you met me?
Of course I have. I'm just making sure you're still there. And you love brewskis. What's your favorite beer?
I'm a Bud Light guy.
I like Bud Light. I did a few shows recently in Maryland, I did this one show in Maryland. So I did 2 shows in Maryland recently, right? Okay, and you'll actually find this funny, and this will go back to sports. So I did it. One of them was right before the AFC Championship game, and then one of them was the week after the AFC Championship game. So it was Ravens Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and I opened up both sets with, "Hey, fuck Taylor Swift," and they're like, "Yeah!" So they all really appreciated that. So yeah, but bringing it back to the Bud Light point. I went to the first Maryland show, and that one was like in like kind of a divey bar, like a bunch of I don't want to say bumpkins, but it was like just like town folk, like
very blue collar,
a little blue collar, exactly. We'll cut out their other things I said, but yeah, it was a blue collar spot, and I was like. And I looked down the counter and it was all Coors Lights. I was like, I don't think this is the place where I should be having Bud Light. And they're like, oh, you like Bud Light, huh? What are you, some kind of queer?
Yeah, I remember what's it called? I was at a Met game with my coworkers, and I had like a little one of those 24-ounce beer koozies.
Nice.
And I just had it in my hand, and when I ordered a beer, the one she's like just had her hand. I was like, oh no, you want me to put the beer in for you? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she puts the Bud Light in there, and some guy behind me goes, yeah, you better fucking hide it.
Where was this again?
This was at City.
Wow.
There's a couple of people behind me and goes, dude. You better fucking hide it.
Damn, dude. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And when I didn't get the Bud Light, I was thinking like, am I not being reasonable to these people at this bar? And then I started doing my spot, and the people... And there was like this guy who was really into me, making like little offhand jokes about about other genders and other types of people, and I was like, no, I was right. I was right to not have a Bud Light in my hand. This guy was like, yeah, tell those. Etc. Whatever word you think I might be thinking.
Tell those, etc.
Tell those types of people that aren't me. Tell those types of people that aren't me. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I was right. Like, this is a Coors Light. This is a Coors Light spot.
This is a Coors Light. I can't really get into Coors Light, man.
I don't mind Coors Light, and I like the. What I really like is Coors Banquet. I'm a big Coors Banquet guy, but a lot of times Coors Lights are in a cool bottle. Like they'll have that kind of funny. A lot of stadiums are Coors Light.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're both because you know what stadiums have a lot are those like kind of tin ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The tin bottles that have the twist off. Those are good. Those are pretty good. I don't mind those. I could have 7 or 8 of those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At a ball game. Yeah. I'm looking forward to baseball. I love baseball.
I can't wait either, man.
Baseball, dude. Even I like. Well, actually, there's a spring training game. I'll probably put it on. We can watch that after the show while you keep drying up. But yeah, I love spring training because it's better than nothing. Yeah. But I'd say in about 10 days, I'll be like, I'm done with spring training. Like I get to the point pretty quickly where I'm like, just fucking start the season.
Yeah, like seriously.
Yeah. I just yeah. There's like, and it's like almost I hate the spring training. Like I'm almost like upset watching spring training games.
Yeah.
Like mid-March, I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit anymore.
It's like I want the actual thing now.
Yeah. Because you're watching like all the minor leaguers and stuff. Like I just want to see Juan Soto hit some meaningful home runs, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's what I want to see. And you want to see Pete Alonso just jack some taters, dude.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you want to go live. Absolutely. All right, well, we're getting pretty close to the end of what we're doing. That was a great show. John Fox, my good friend and the biggest sports fan in New York City. Do you have anything that you want to plug coming up?
Nothing current, but if you want to like follow like where I'm at or like what I'm doing, just follow me on Instagram at Comic Foxy J.
Comic Foxy J. Go follow that. Always posting some cool shit. What the Fox say is like and subscribe. I don't know. I never say that. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's pretty good. I think we're at like a little under an hour, but that's kind of perfect. All right, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Just a couple of Boy Scouts, a couple of Eagle Scouts who love sports. So that was pretty sick. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And all right.